Joker's Wild with host Jack Barry will not be seen tonight so that we may bring you this special presentation of TV 10 Sports.
Thank you so much for joining. I'm Nathan Epstein, and tonight, though it's going to be hard to sum up such a legendary career in just 30 minutes, we're going to try. We're going to look back on the career of Bruce Rader, the sports director here at WAVY TV 10 for 45 years. And I'm joined by somebody else who, like me, was an intern for the man way back in the day.
That's right, Nathan. I started with Bruce back in 1986. Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Reckling. Nathan and myself are just two of the many people in the Bruce Rader broadcasting coaching tree. Bruce Rader has been synonymous with sports in Hampton Roads, but now it is time to say goodbye. Bruce is retiring from WAVY TV 10 this month.
Unbelievable. We're looking back on Bruce's historic career. We're going to give you a look at everything from the biggest stories of his career, including Super Bowls, Olympic Games, and of course all the local sports stars that have come through here over the years.
So let's get it all started right now. We take a look at the greatest hits of Bruce Rader.
Over 50 million people are expected to watch it. And if that doesn't make them famous, at least for 1 minute, then nothing will. Bruce Rader, Area 10 Eyewitness News in Williamsburg. I'm Bruce Rader, coming up tonight at 10:45 on the Sports Wrap.
Bruce Rader, a man whom you've all known and loved all these years. Started with humble beginnings. He was born in the mid-1950s in Maryland, growing up in the Washington, D.C. area. Local TV news was just in its infancy then. Bruce remembers one person who stood out to him.
When you're growing up, you watch the news your parents are watching. So I watched Warner Wolf.
Orioles win at 5-4. The question.
And he was really kind of the only one. So, you know, I don't think that anybody ever influenced me. I sort of made my own deal.
After taking an internship at the ABC station in Washington, Bruce caught the TV bug for real. But he knew he could never be on TV in a bigger market like DC as a fresh-faced 22-year-old. So he started looking around for on-air jobs. One market and one station had an opening and was willing to give him a chance.
Bruce Rader, Area 10 Eyewitness News in Portsmouth.
So a job opened up in Norfolk. So I came down here and I took it, and my first job was doing weekend sports. And I did the 6 and 11 o'clock news on Saturday and the 11 o'clock news on Sunday because we showed AFL football back then.
So Bruce came to WAVY TV 10 in 1976. In addition to weekend sports, he would do news stories during the week. Longtime former WAVY anchor Joel Rubin was already at the station when Bruce arrived.
They hired Bruce Rader to be the assistant sports director under me. So I can't say I taught Bruce everything he knows, because Bruce is his own style, his own man, his own everything.
Back then, there were no cell phones, no email, not even internet. Those tools are now absolutely necessary for the television business in 2022. But back then, things were done a little bit differently. Stories were shot on film and edited by splicing film together.
You had to shoot your own film. There was no videotape.
It wasn't long before Bruce got his next bump. Joel Rubin was the sports director in the late 70s. He was then moved to the news side of things and became the main anchor. That meant the top chair in the sports department was open. Naturally, Bruce went for it.
January 1st, 1979, they made me the sports director. Monday through Friday, anchor, 6 and 11.
When Bruce first walked through the doors at WAVY, things were a little bit different. In fact, TV 10 was nowhere near the top of the heap.
When I started at 6 o'clock, WAVY TV was the #4 rated station, behind Channel 3, Channel 13, and reruns of Wonder Woman on Channel 27. So there was really nowhere for me to go but up.
With Bruce at the helm, things began to change, and local coverage in Hampton Roads started to take a much different turn.
I started doing things that nobody else did. I started going to every single Redskins game.
Who will back up Joe Theismann with Earnhardt in the lead?
I started covering NASCAR. I went to the Daytona 500 for 7 days every year for almost 30 years. I covered the ACC basketball tournament when nobody else did it.
Local viewers began to take notice of this new, young, and energetic voice.
He was always a lively guy. You know what I mean? He was always like, he livened up the newsroom. That's probably the only way I can put it. You know, he was always involved in absolutely everything.
With his undeniable presence, Bruce became a storyteller with his own distinct style. The more he was on, the more everyone took notice.
So I watched all these clips, man, of Bruce from like, you know, '79 is when we kind of really started saving a lot of the stuff, and then, you know, he was kind of raw, kind of green, and then you go into like '80, '81, and he's at these ACC tournaments and Super Bowls, and it's like, all right, this guy's starting to refine himself here. Then you get to like '82, '83. WAVY's starting to kind of get bigger. They're changing their look a little bit, and that's kind of like when I tell him, I was like, Bruce, around '83, '84, that's when you kind of hit rock star mode.
At Super Bowl 18, I'm Bruce Rader for TV 10 Sports.
It wasn't long before Bruce Rader became the big name at the big game, the most watched and trusted sportscaster in the region. He covered some of the biggest events over the next several decades: World Series, PGA Tour events, NCAA football and basketball,
First ACC championship,
NASCAR, and Super Bowls, including the 4 his friend Bruce Smith played in with the Buffalo Bills.
I was overwhelmed with stations and interviews and reporters that wanted to get a hold of me. I knew I could only do 1 or 2, and I saw Bruce, and I immediately thought to myself, home. I said, I got to do this interview. Bruce was this young, charismatic, energized sportscaster that was just so warm and genuine.
And Bruce was one of the first local sportscasters to cover the Great American Race, the Daytona 500. From the King, Richard Petty, and Cale Yarborough, to Dale Jarrett and Jeff Gordon, Bruce witnessed just about all the greats celebrate their big moment on the track, including one of the sport's greatest champions reach the pinnacle.
Dale Earnhardt was probably one of the grumpiest people I've ever dealt with in my entire career.
finally ended his Daytona 500 curse.
But he finally had won the Daytona 500. And you would have thought it was a kid who had met Santa Claus for the very first time.
Bruce says there is one event that sticks out in his mind. September 6th, 1995 in Baltimore, Maryland. Bruce got to see a record fall that no one thought would ever be broken.
There is a new Iron Man.
Hal Ripken Jr. had just passed Lou Gehrig for the most consecutive games played in baseball history. Bruce remembers the atmosphere at the stadium when the record officially fell in the bottom of the fifth inning.
And being there in Baltimore, the president was there, the place was packed. It was a record that no one ever thought would be broken after Lou Gehrig did it. And when Ripken did, and at the end of the game, he ran around the entire stadium and high-fived all the fans. And it was just a magical moment.
With all the positive and fun sports Bruce got a chance to do, sadly he had to cover the dark side of sports as well. Bruce was covering the Daytona 500 when the unthinkable happened on the final lap of the race.
Dale Earnhardt had a crash at the end of the Daytona 500. It didn't look to be very serious, but they took him to the hospital. I'm putting the story together for the late news, and then all of a sudden the rumors start. They called the media together in this very small building that was the media center, and Mike Helton, the president of NASCAR, confirmed what by then we all knew. Dale was dead. I was one of the few people that were there that late, so I was doing at 11 o'clock every 5 minutes a live broadcast to NBC stations in different markets all over the country. And then they said, you can't go home. We need you for the morning shows. So I jumped in the car there at Victory Lane. I slept for a couple of hours. I got up in the morning. I started doing the live broadcasts again, telling this horrible stories. It was probably the most miserable story I ever had to cover in my life.
But of course, most of the time, things are not miserable in the world of sports, especially with our local high schools.
Mr. Curry, did you have something that you wanted to say?
So many athletes have grown up here in Hampton Roads and gone on to star in colleges and in some cases, the pros.
How does it feel? Not only you a Pittsburgh Steeler, but the number 8 pick in the draft.
The great Kenny Easley, the great Bruce Smith, William Fuller, Lawrence Taylor. I'll forget many of them. Alonzo Mourning, Allen Iverson on the basketball court, David Wright, the Upton brothers, Michael Kadire, all of these great athletes that I watched when they were kids. And many of them I'm friends with today.
If there's one thing Bruce has cared about more than anything, it's been showcasing local high school talent. When WAVY first debuted Chopper 10 back in 2000, that's when Bruce had an idea to give area football fans a view of Friday nights they had never seen before. And so, Friday Night Flights was born.
Friday Night Flights.
The news director at the time, Jim Turpin, came from Wichita, and they did this show called Friday Football Flights, and he had this big manual about how we're going to do this, and so we just kind of took that as a base and then made it what it is today. And the name evolved into Friday Night Flights. It's kind of pretty unique perspective to see football highlights, especially from now that the camera's in HD, to see the vantage point of some of these plays from Chopper 10 is pretty cool. Nobody else can do that.
So now Bruce's energy may not be on your TV screens anymore. At least he can save it for his family, as he now gets to spend more time with them. But he will never be forgotten on the airwaves here in Hampton Roads.
Amazing is a small word. Legend, like we said, will be a word used many, many times. GOAT, for sure, is a great acronym that is perfect for him. Greatest of all time.
And like Tom Brady, the GOAT is about to ride off into the sunset.
Every time Hampton Institute plays Norfolk State, it's always a good game.
Big rivalry.
Up next, a look at how Bruce Rader righted a wrong with the magic of television. We'll show you his legacy when it comes to the coverage of our local historically black colleges and universities.
Bruce Rader not being on the airwaves in Virginia Beach just doesn't even make sense. Congratulations, Bruce, on an incredible career. You took a chance on a local sports guy 17 years ago. I'm forever grateful. Met my wife in Virginia Beach, and now 17 years later, I'm here in NBC studios covering the Beijing Winter Olympic Games. Thanks to you, Bruce, for giving me a chance. Congratulations on a great career. Now just enjoy it. Just enjoy being away from it. Just watch sports like a normal person.
Bruce is one of the first to really showcase our historically black colleges and universities and essentially played a pivotal role in helping them grow. He was the first sportscaster to regularly feature and broadcast games for Hampton University and Norfolk State. Craig Loper takes a look at this important part of Bruce's career.
And if you've never experienced a CIAA tournament before, maybe we can show you just what you're missing.
When Bruce Rader started working in sports at WAVY TV, he wanted to change the way local sports were presented here in Hampton Roads. That meant going out to more events in the area and making sure they got the coverage they deserved. Now, a big part of the local sports scene back then was, and still is, Norfolk State University and Hampton University. Both were then members of the Central Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. You see, when Bruce first got here, those schools weren't featured on local TV. That was until Bruce met Dr. Harrison Wilson, the then president of Norfolk State and the grandfather of NFL star Russell Wilson.
President Wilson said, you should come to a Norfolk State football game. We play at Foreman Field. It's packed. And I thought, that'd be great. There were 10,000 people in the stands, and there were another 5,000 people outside trying to get in. Well, I went out there and I realized no one in the media was covering Norfolk State, Hampton University, the CIAA, and so I shot the games and I took it back to the station and I started covering them on a regular basis.
That decision to cover historically black colleges and universities opened the door for a lot of athletes who grew up in Hampton Roads to see what those schools had to offer.
It was entertaining, it was exciting for him, and he was seeing something new, but he was seeing a new but quality product that he was enthusiastic about.
And when you talk to the guys at Norfolk State or at Hampton, my alma mater, they are so appreciative of the work that Bruce did and still does to make sure that that's a part of the robust coverage of our region.
He is someone who walked into a situation and said, this is not fair. This is a disparity. I'm going to fix it. And he fixed it on the spot through the magic of television.
It's the Runnin' and Gunnin'est basketball event east of the Mississippi.
The CIAA held its basketball tournament every year, and Bruce made sure he was there to bring the best stories about the best athletes in the game. Bruce believes the coverage of the tournament and these schools brought in lifelong Wavy viewers.
It gave the viewers that perhaps weren't that interested in watching local sports because they weren't watching schools that were important to them. I think they became viewers.
Bruce Rader was today named CIAA Sportscaster of the Year.
And it's a legacy that will continue within the sports department well after Bruce walks out the door for the final time.
They'll be one.
Up next, Bruce's bread and butter, how he used his platform for charity over the past decades, and how he inspired others to do the same.
A little better than last year, huh?
Yeah.
Bruce, Mike Tomlin here. Man, I wanted to extend love and congratulations on your spectacular career. We all had an opportunity, man, to enjoy it for 44 years, and we're so thankful for that. But equally as important, man, I've really enjoyed in recent years, man, getting an opportunity to come alongside you, man, and serve the community that you and I both love. And so, man, I just wish you nothing but the very best, man. I can't wait to see what you have in store for us next, and congratulations.
Welcome back. It's now time to talk about one of Bruce's biggest accomplishments during his career. We're talking about his charity work. For years, Bruce has emceed events and helped raise millions of dollars for both local and national charities. From the Jerry Lewis Telethon to David Wright's Vegas Night, Brian Parsons gives you a look at Bruce's generosity.
At Darling Stadium is the National Player of the Year, Ronald Curry.
Bruce Rader has been known as the sports guy here at WAVY TV 10 for 45 years. But you all know he is much more than that. When Bruce first came here in the 1970s, he wanted to be more involved with the community. So through connections, he got to be around one of the most important people he would ever meet.
We were welcomed by Norfolk lawyer Peter Decker aboard his famous 50-foot Gannett.
Local attorney and philanthropist Peter Decker, affectionately known by many as Uncle Pete. After a few years, Bruce was in Pete's office when they had a conversation that would change his life.
I said, Uncle Pete, I just know that you'll always be here for me. And he said, Bruce, I will be here for you, but under one condition. If you do gain some notoriety, all I ask of you is that you always give back to the community, and I will always be there for you.
And Bruce took that to heart. He started finding ways to give back in any way he could.
And at that point, I started doing the Jerry Lewis MDA Telethon. I got involved in St. Jude. Anytime I was ever called by a charity to come and help with their event, I went. Every weekend if I had to. Uncle Pete told me that that was so important.
So over the past 4 decades, Bruce has raised vast amounts of money for various causes. Just his presence alone at the events was enough for people to show up and be generous. The one event that Bruce was most proud of was his annual golf tournament.
Seeing him at the St. Jude's golf tournament that he hosted, I mean, he was really into it, and it raised a lot of money and really helped a lot of people. I love playing golf in it, but I love being there to help people.
And of course, Bruce's passion for charity and helping others has inspired others to do the same.
He taught me that we have a power and a privilege working at WAVY to help the community, and we can help people who are less fortunate or who need help, and we can also help other people to open their hearts and their wallets to give. Bruce Rader can work a charity room like no one I've ever seen. He knows who to talk to. He knows what to say. He knows when to say it.
He has a very big heart, and he really understands the importance of community. That if you don't have a vibrant community, if you don't have a place where people can grow and thrive, then you don't have a great place to cover. You don't have great teams. It all goes together.
No matter what Bruce has done as a sports personality, he says that the charity part of his career is what he truly wants to be remembered for.
If you say to me, what am I most proud about? What is my greatest achievement of what I have done in my career? I say it was being able to give back to the community more than it was to just go on TV every night at 6 and 11 and talk about sports. The race has to end somewhere, and it ends here.
And coming up, it's the final words from the man himself. Hear what Bruce Rader says retirement means to him and what the future holds.
So another week, another tough loss for Coach Joe Langston and his Norcom Greyhounds.
Hey, Bruce. Stan Verrett here from the Center Sports Center at ESPN in Los Angeles. Wanted to make sure I got a chance to say congratulations to you on your legendary career on TV in Hampton Roads and wish you all the best in retirement. You certainly earned it. There's no way I could ever thank you enough for helping me to get my career on track. I just wanted everyone celebrating with you to know about the difference you've made for others during a truly legendary career. I'm wishing you and your family nothing but joy and happiness as you spend more time together in retirement.
All good things must come to an end, and this week Bruce Rader will walk out the doors of WAVY TV 10 for the final time after 45 years of covering local sports. Now it's time for the man himself to reflect and look forward.
Here he is in his own words on what kept him in Hampton Roads and what's next.
It's hard to say what's next. In 3 days, I assume that if they let me, I'll go on the 6 o'clock news on Thursday and I'll take a few minutes and say goodbye to everybody. Is it going to be emotional? Sure. Is it going to be a big change? Yes, it is. But hey, I don't take for granted for 1 second the opportunities I've had, the people that I've met, the things that I have done, the people that I hope that I have helped, the charities that I have supported, the friends that I've made. I don't take that for granted at all. I was a 22-year-old kid that came out on a television set with no experience whatsoever. People that took a chance on me. And it was a hell of a run. But the race has to end somewhere. And it ends here. I've got a great wife. I've got 4 great kids. I'm going to spend time with my family. But you might see me back somewhere again. You never know.
I guess that's going to do it. 45 years in the books. If you missed anything, you can see the special on WAVY.com. We also have extra things that we didn't have time to include in the special.
And thanks again for watching our tribute to a legend, the dean of local sports, and someone who I will always call my friend. Thank you, Bruce. Thanks for everything.
Knowing this was the first game